Hi everyone, this is Santanu here. So, as we have covered the current affairs for the general section for the month of January 2020, we'll be discussing more about the economics part, right? So, this will be helpful for all the aspirants who are willing to crack the government exams, especially for the banking sector as well as the insurance sector. So, this is the current affairs January 2020, especially focused on the economics part presented by SarkariSanta. So, let's do not waste any of our times and go straight into the business. Okay, so name the app that was launched by RBI Governor Shri Shaktikanta Das that would help the visually impaired pupil to identify the denomination of currency notes. So he has launched a app. He has launched an app, and what would this app would do? This app would help the visually impaired people, like जो आँख से कम देखते हैं या like देख ही नहीं पाते, for that people for to identify the denomination, कौन से नोट है वो, 10 रुपए का है, 500 रुपए का है, कौन सा, which the denomination of the currency note. So, which is the app that has been launched that would help this visual impaired people to identify the denomination of the notes? So, what is the name of that app? So, is it A, B, C, or D? So, I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay, so time's up. So, the correct answer is money, right? So, let's see what this money stands for. It stands for Mobile Aided Note Identifier. Who has launched this app? 25th Governor of our RBI, right? Shri Shaktikanta Das launched this app Money, and what it would do? It would help the visually impaired pupil to identify the denomination of the currency notes. Right? That's it. So let's go to the second question. Which bank has appointed S. Sundar as the interim MD and CEO? Which bank has appointed interim MD and CEO? Is it Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank, State Bank of India, or Lakshmi Vilas Bank? 5 seconds. And your time's up. So the correct answer is Lakshmi Vilas Bank, right? And it is effective from January 1st, 2020. So these answers are self-explanatory, right? Okay. Name the firm that received the acquisition approval of 51.2% stake in the Apollo Munich Health Insurance Company. So that means that this company, whichever has received this acquisition approval, they will be the primary owner of this Apollo Munich Health Insurance Company as well, right? Because they have obtained the stake of more than 50%. So like they will be kind of owners, right? So which of this company is like who has received the acquisition approval? Is it Sun Pharma? Is it HDFC, TCS, or Reliance? I'll give you 5 seconds again, and your time's up. So the correct answer is HDFC, or Housing Development and Financial Corporation, right? So what it had done, it had, because to require or to acquire approvals, they need to get approvals from certain institute, right? Certain regulatory bodies, and which are the bodies they are? They are CCI, or the Competition Commission of India, RBI, as well as the IRDI, right? So they have approved this approval, and now it will be merged with this, and it will merged with what? HDFC Ergo, right? And Apollo Munich Health Insurance, they will now merge with HDFC Ergo, and HDFC will be the primary owner of this stake, right? So let's go to the next question. Name the bank that has signed a loan, co-lending partnership agreement with the JM Financial Home Loans Limited to provide retail loans to home buyer. Which bank it has signed an co-lending partnership agreement? Like what it will do? Like they will provide, like whenever this bank, it is a kind of like bank will sell this product. Okay, so whenever the bank will do anything business with some of the customers, they will help, they will urge the customers to, if they are buying home loans, they should contact this JM Financial Home Loans Limited, right? And the people who are going to buy a home loan, they will be forwarded to this. So what will be the like usefulness? Because the bank will be getting bigger, because after having this co-lending partnership, the total assets and all of these things will get bigger for the bank. That will be helpful for the bank itself. So which bank has done this? I'll give you 5 more seconds. Okay, so the correct answer is Bank of Baroda. Okay, so Bank of Baroda, what it has done, it has signed a co-lending partnership agreement with the JM Financial Home Loans Limited, right? And it is the housing finance arm of the total financial, like the JM Financial Group, right? So let's go to the next question. By how much percent the FDI in India rose in the first half of FY 2020, fiscal year 2020, as per the Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, DPIIT, right? So how much it has rose? I'll give you 5 seconds again, and it's up. Sorry. So it's the correct answer is 15%, right? So according to the data released by the DPIIT, the FDI in India rose about 15% in the first half only. Now it will be all gone. You know what's the reason? So okay, so it's rose to 15% to $26 billion in the only the first half of 2020 fiscal year, right? So let's go to the next question. Okay, import from which country is said to be placed under stricter quality standards to curb non-essential imports? So to curb the non-essential imports, certain products of substandard quality, right, will be getting banned from from coming into India. So from which country this is to be done? Like from which country this import should be put into ban? Is it A, B, C, D? So the correct answer is China. About 371 non-essential items and have been put into stricter quality standard. Right? Why? Because to aim, it has the aim of curbing imports of non-essential items like toy, plastic goods, sports items, furniture. Like they mainly come from China, right? And this proposed rule has been framed with respective ministries in coordination of the BIS, that is Bureau of Indian Standard, so that no substandard quality product should enter the Indian market and enter the Indian households as well, right? Okay, so the next slide. Which Indian firm has acquired Risk Recon Inc. to protect the cyber system and infrastructure? Which firm has acquired this so that it would help to protect the cyber structure and infrastructure, cyber system and infrastructure? So the correct answer is MasterCard, right? So the answer is itself an explanatory, self-explanatory. I don't have to explain this thing. Okay, let's go to the second question. How much percent of the Poshan Abhiyan funds have been used in the past 30 years? Okay, in the this question I should ask you, which is the state that has come as first to utilize this Poshan Abhiyan? So the state is Mizoram, right? And how much percent? 30%. Okay, and it is based on the analysis of the data by Ministry of Women and Child Development, right? And who is the ministry? Who holds the ministry? Smriti Irani, right? Where is her constitution? Amethi, right? Okay, so 30% of the Poshan Abhiyan funds have been used in the 3 years. Okay, which state? That's the question. It comes up. I thought I didn't put up the question. Okay, no issues. Which state or UT has utilized the Poshan Abhiyan funds well and emerged as the best performer? It's Mizoram, right? I have told you. And these questions are in order. Order means, see, Lakshadweep is second, third is Himachal Pradesh, and fourth is Bihar. That's how it is placed in order. So that in the knowing the question itself, you could know the answer. Okay. So Mizoram itself has emerged as the best performer, right? And it has utilized 65% of its own funds, right? Of the Poshan Abhiyan funds that have been sanctioned for Mizoram, it has utilized 65.12% of that fund. Okay, to which country Exim Bank has given a $75 million over 500 crore line of credit or LOC, a soft loan, a loan with low interest, right? For financing what? 75 megawatt photovoltaic solar park. So what country it could be? Like Exim Bank, that export import bank, has provided a loan, right? And what is this loan? It is a line of credit or soft loan, right, with a low interest rate. For what? For providing for financing 75 megawatt photovoltaic solar parks. So the correct answer is Cuba. Okay, it has no explanation. It is self-explanatory, right? So let's go to the next question. Name the firm that has partnered with PNB MetLife India Insurance Company to provide insurance to its customers. So what is the name of the company that has partnered with the PNB MetLife? TransUnion Civil, Banking Codes and Standard Board, Indian Bank Association, or Refin Services Private Limited. So the correct answer is Refin, right? Refin Services Private Limited. Refin Services has joined with PNB MetLife to offer protection on the Refin's customer by bundling life insurance cover on their loans. Okay, so if they are taking loans, they will also get life insurance. Okay, which payment bank has signed an MOU with CSC E-Governance Services Limited for selling fast tags? Right. So, which is the first? Which payment bank has signed an MOU with the CSC E-Governance Services? It is Paytm Payments Bank Limited. Okay. So, on January 4, 2020, CSC E-Governance has signed a MOU with Paytm Payments Bank Limited for selling fast tags. Nearly 3.6 lakh CSCs are sold through like FASTag are sold through this last line of network of this 3.6 lakh CSCs, right? Which city ranked in the first list of the fastest growing urban regions or fastest growing cities as per economist intelligence unit? Which is the first? So the first is Mallapuram, Kerala, right? So Mallapuram, Kerala was ranked first. So among the top 10 places, 3 cities are from India itself. Kozhikode was in 4th and Kollam is in 10th. And the first is Mallapuram of Kerala. Economics Intelligence Unit list fastest growing cities Mallapuram, Kerala, right? As per National Strategy of Financial Inclusion 2019-24, banking outlet service has to cover how much kilometer of every village or 500 households to boost financial inclusion? How much? So the correct answer is 5 kilometer. Okay, has set up a 5-year plan formulation of the NSFI, and they are providing financial inclusion to every village within a 5-kilometer radius or 500 households in hilly areas by March 2020. So 5 kilometers or 500 households, right? So this is the NSFI. Okay. Which organization has released the first in-depth report of India Energy Policy Review in association with the International Energy Agency? Which organization has released this report? India 2020 Energy Policy Review in association with the International Energy Agency. Which organization has released this report? So it is Niti Aayog, right? So Niti Aayog in partnership with the International Energy Agency has released the first in-depth report of India's energy policy, right? Which year is set as the deadline by the SEBI for the separation of the post of chairman and MD or CEO for 500 listed companies? So there are many companies where CEO and MD have the chairman and MD holds the same position. So SEBI has now directed that these two positions should be separate. And what is the year has been set as the deadline? It's April 2022, right? So it has extended the deadline for the separation of the post of chairman or CEO for 500 listed companies by 2 years, right? So this has to be done by April 2022, right? So we have come to the last slide. So I hope you have enjoyed this thing, and we have 5 more, not 5 more, I guess 4 more lessons to cover this for the economic section of the January one, and then we'll focus on the February part, right? Current affairs for the February part. So I hope you have enjoyed this. So thank you. Stay safe at home and be happy. Right. Thank you.